All right, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a mock draft out to you guys yesterday for Mock Draft Monday, but it is mock draft late afternoon Tuesday, I guess. So by the time that you see this, maybe a little bit later on Tuesday, but here we are. We are back for another mock draft. This is Mock Draft 3.0. This is with trades, of course, and this is on the PFF Mock Draft Simulator. I think from now on for these, I believe the first one I did was on PFN, and the one I did with Matt O'Leary last week was PFF. So I think I'm going to be using PFF for now on. I'm a little bit more familiar with their board now. I kind of think that their player ranking system is a little bit more realistic than the other draft sites, and it's just kind of visually a little bit more appealing. And the trade engine is very good. But we do have the number 7 overall pick. These are going to be my sliders on the other side here. I kind of keep the public and the PFF board in the middle. Care for positional value, a little bit more than half. Draft for need, probably, I think that's around 65, 70%, and then a little bit less randomness. But we'll see what we can do. You guys, if you are fans of the channel, you know that I do tend to trade down. I like to acquire more picks, get more premium players, but we'll see what happens here at number 7. So we're going to get into it. All right, so we're sitting here at number 7, and yeah, pretty, I don't want to say straightforward. Maybe these 6 players are probably going to be most likely the first 6 off the board. Maybe not necessarily in this order, but yeah, Mason Graham on the board at number 7. That's very tough to pass up, especially since really the only other person that interests me at number 7 here would be Malachi Starks. But yeah, too rich for my blood for safety when there's a more pressing need on the board here at number 7. If we take a look at the trades, I'm very tempted to move down just 2 spots to potentially acquire a 3rd round pick here from the New Orleans Saints. But it's just a 3rd round pick. I was thinking maybe to use it potentially to move up back into the 1st round as extra firepower. But I think what I'm going to do here is I am going to just stick and pick, and I'm going to take Mason Graham. It is a massive need. I do have my reservations about Mason Graham. I do think he is a great player. I don't know if he's as elite of a prospect as a lot of people make him out to be, but here at 7, I really can't see another pick being as good, especially with Tet McMillan, Will Johnson, Abdul Carter, guys like that off the board. It doesn't make any sense to play around here. We're just going to take Mason Graham here at number 7. I think that's pretty straightforward. All right, so I watched this player fall far enough on the board here. So I did make a slight trade up. The Jets had the number 42 overall pick in the 2nd round. I moved up 5 spots, and what I did was I got rid of our 158th overall pick to move up 5 spots to number 37. Really, the reason why I did that is because in previous simulations, the Patriots at 38 and the Chicago Bears at 39 tend to simulate and take Colston Loveland. So this is who I want to pick right here. I think that easily, besides for Tyler Warren, he is the best tight end in this class, a tight end heavy class, but I don't want to miss out on that premium talent. So I did slide up 5 spots just to make sure that I got him before the simulation. So 2 Michigan players off the board back to back. Loveland is going to be someone that, you know, is similar to Warren, someone that could play inline. Maybe Warren's probably more of an inline tight end at the next level than Loveland, but he's someone that could play in the slot as well. He's just going to be a fantastic pass-catching tight end. I know what you're going to say, Michigan. I'm actually a Texas A&M fan, so I have no ties to Michigan. But yeah, Loveland is an easy pick here. Just a slight trade up. We get rid of, I believe, 158 is a 6th round pick. So we're going to get rid of that 6th round pick here. We're going to move up 5 spots, and we're going to take our new starting tight end, Colston Loveland. All right, we're sitting here at number 92, and I don't really have to look too far for this next pick here. I was looking for potential safety help. There's a player potentially with our next pick that I'm looking for here, or cornerback help. But to be quite honest with you here, I see Trey Harris sitting here at number 92, and that is too good to pass up in my opinion. A lot of people have him as a top 3 receiver in this class. The consensus is basically a top 10 for him. If I can get a top 10 receiver or maybe even a top 5 receiver in this class at number 92, that's absolutely what I'm going to do. Plenty of size to start on the outside opposite of Garrett Wilson if the Jets do release or trade Devontae Adams, get a little bit younger there as well. So I think Trey Harris is a fantastic one. If you can't get Tet McMillan in the 1st round, I feel like getting someone like Trey Harris close to the 100th pick in the draft is a fantastic consolation prize. So that's exactly what we were going to do. Like I said, I was looking in different directions with this pick, but Trey Harris sitting here at number 92, too good to pass up. So we're going to take him here, and we're going to come right back around for 108. Sitting here at 108 now, I'm looking more towards the offensive line. There's a player that's on the board that I am quite interested in. I usually try and switch up if I can without getting too controversial. I try to switch up the picks every single mock draft, but around this area of the draft, there's a player that I think could be a potential early day 3 steal, and that's going to be Chase Lunt from UConn here. Fantastic size. Like I said last week with Matt O'Leary, this is a player that is, physically maybe a little skinny right now for the position, but he has tremendous length. He grades out very well. We could actually take a little bit of a look of his numbers here. Chase Lunt this season, you see a lot of green here, a lot of dark green, and some blue here as well. I know, granted, it's UConn. They're an independent. They make their own schedule. They don't necessarily play the greatest competition out there in the world. But if you could see pass blocking, really good grade, run blocking, a very good grade as well. I think this is someone that you draft him here in the 4th round, and he could automatically compete for that starting right tackle spot. You leave Olufashanu on the left side. I mentioned in my last video, just a quick timeout here, I mentioned in my last video that I said it could be a possibility that Olufashanu slides over to the right side, and people absolutely buried me for that, even though the PFF grades aren't as bad as you necessarily think. Those were his first 3 games in his NFL career where he played right tackle. I digress. You put Fashanu over on the left side. You keep him there. That's your left tackle of the future. You can get your right tackle of the future in Chase Lunt. Like I said, we didn't even look over his measure. Maybe a tad light in the bridges there from the first look. 6'8", 305 pounds. Very reminiscent size of Bernard Ryman, who is now a stud tackle for the Indianapolis Colts. Someone who had a similar frame, that 305 pounds at 6'7" or 6'8", someone that's long and lanky, but I think he would be a fantastic addition to this offensive line. That's truly, in my opinion, only missing a right tackle at this point. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take Chase Lunt here at pick 108. All right, so I just couldn't wait till 145 here. We just picked at 108. So I saw the Carolina Panthers had 109 and 112, so I gave them a call, and I traded up from 145 to 112 here. Now, it cost us, of course, it cost us 145 overall, and it also cost us a 4th round pick next year. So maybe too rich for some people's blood, but there's a player that is absolutely, in my opinion, worth it, especially for the secondary of the New York Jets, and that's going to be Jacob Parish here. 5'10", 183 pounds. He's someone that is a fantastic tackler. So right off the bat, what we're used to as Jets fans here, especially this past year, is our secondary being terrible at tackling. Terrible at tackling wide receivers, running backs that get to the second level of the defense. There's consistent broken tackles all the time. One-on-one tackling is one of his strong suits as well. So he is a patient corner as well, a patient secondary defender, someone that doesn't bite on the first move, doesn't get lost in coverage either. Great ball production at Kansas State. This is someone that maybe at the next level, 5'10", 183 pounds, someone that can be a slot corner or can play outside potentially as well, or could even be a safety long term. So there's a lot of versatility in there, a lot of versatility that I'm really not willing to give up on here. And I knew that he wasn't going to get to 145. Carolina had basically back-to-back picks at 109 and 112, so I gave him a call. It did cost us a pick for next year, but that's a cost that I'm willing to take for a player that I think could be very valuable in the Jets secondary. So at 112, we're going to take Jacob Parish here. All right, so I made a trade. We had number 186. I made a slight trade down here, as you could see, with the Chicago Bears. We moved down 11 spots. We acquired a 7th round pick here at number 235. So make of this what you will. I don't personally believe this, but at 197, if we scroll down the board here, we see a name that's probably not going to be here on draft day. We see Jackson Dart here at 197. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Jackson Dart will be here with, full transparency. But for the sake of the mock draft, if he's here, Jets do need a quarterback. We're going to take Jackson Dart here, 197. Like I said, not technically realistic. I try and do these mock drafts with as much realism as I possibly can. But just for the sake of the video, sitting here at number 197. Yeah, we're gonna see. He was full transparency again. He was there at number 186, and I was kind of hoping with the trade back that he was going to be taken, but he wasn't. So after the trade back, we're just going to take him here, Jackson Dart. I mean, literally throw a dart at the wall. That didn't make any sense. I thought it sounded so much better in my head, but yeah, we'll take a flyer on Jackson Dart here at number 197. Absolutely. Number 208 here, we're going to upgrade the secondary yet again. We're going to take Malachi Moore here at 208, someone that steadily got better as his career progressed. I think the only reason why he's truly here is because maybe by the time that the NFL season rolls around, he'll already be 24. That's truly the only reason why I could think that he's still going to be here at pick number 208. Really good coverage player this past year. Was finally healthy enough to play the entire season and played really, really well. So I think with the secondary concerns, especially the safety concerns that we have as Jets fans going forward, all the free agents that we have, all that kind of good stuff, I think Malachi Moore would make a ton of sense here, especially sitting on the board at 208. So we're going to take Malachi Moore with our second to last pick. With our last pick here at number 235, we're going to take Brian Igwu here from Miami, not Miami, Miami of Ohio, rather. Pretty good player. Last year had 8 sacks. This year had 6 sacks in a driving force for the Redhawks. Pretty good defense. Easily the best defense in the MAC back-to-back years. A pretty productive player off the edge here. 6'5", 255 pounds, I believe, off the top. Let's actually check that. I could be wrong. Maybe closer to 270. I keep forgetting that I could just hit that and look. Yeah, so 6'3", 256 pounds here. Someone that could be a little tiny for a traditional 4-3 edge, but at the same time, he packs a punch. He's very, very strong and very productive. So it's in the 7th round at 235. It just makes a ton of sense to add it to that rotation of edge rushers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There is my New York Jets 2025 mock draft 3.0. Just in case you missed it, we took Mason Graham at number 7. We traded up 5 spots and gave up 158 to draft Colston Loveland. Then we got Trey Harris in the 3rd round, Chase Lund in the 4th. We traded up back into the 4th round to get Jacob Parish. We took Jackson Dart at number 197 overall. Took Malachi Moore at 208, and we took Brian Igwu at number 235. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next one.